zucchini chocolate cake. So good. Very chocolatey, moist, delicious. You'll love it. Hi, welcome back to our kitchen. Today is kind of a rainy, cool summer day, and I don't know about you, but I like to bake when it's kind of cool and rainy outside because you can't get outside, so stay inside, do something fun. It's also summer, which means we have a lot of zucchini. So today I'm going to be making a zucchini chocolate chip cake. Might sound a little weird, but if you like zucchini bread, which I love and my family loves, and you like chocolate, I think it sounds like a great combination. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So here are the ingredients you're going to need. Zucchini, obviously, and it's shredded, 2 cups, 2 eggs, and then I'll tell you how much of this as we go, but you'll need cocoa, cinnamon, cloves, baking powder and soda, a little bit of salt, some flour, some sugar, and of course some chocolate. And then you will also need buttermilk, some oil, vegetable oil, and butter. Now I know that sounds like a lot of ingredients, but if you get them all out like I did, and pretty much you're just going to throw them in your mixing bowl, mix them all together, and put them in a pan, put it in the oven. So once you have it all together, it's going to be easy. I'll show you how easy it is. So you want to start with butter and make sure it's softened. So you might want to leave it out a little bit. If you're really careful, if you get it out of the refrigerator, you can put it in your microwave for just a little bit, but I would put it on a lower power. So that's a stick of butter, and to that you're going to add a cup and 3/4 of sugar. So I'll grab my sugar here. There's 1/4 of a cup, and we're going to cream that together. And that just means you're going to get your butter and your sugar incorporated really nicely. Anyway, this is what our creamed mixture looks like. And to this, we're going to add 1/2 cup of oil and our 2 eggs. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Pure vanilla extract. This stuff is yummy. You might not know what makes cakes taste great, but it's that little step, that vanilla. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and incorporate that. So we have our wet ingredients almost all incorporated this time and well beaten, and now it's time to get our dry ingredients together. So you want to grab another bowl for your dry ingredients. And you want to start off with the flour. So we're going to grab the flour here. We want 2 1/4 cups of flour. And the reason that you add all of your dry ingredients together is because you don't want to have like a clump of cinnamon or a clump of salt in your cake. So you want to incorporate all your dry ingredients so that they'll be evenly distributed through your cake. Okay, so that was 2 1/4 of the flour. Then we're going to take our baking powder. It's going to give us that nice cocoa taste. And we want about 1/2 cup of this. I'm going to take my quarter measurer. And I have 1/4. That way I don't have to dirty another thing, you know, just, you have to have decent math skills. 1/4 1/4 is 1/2, you know, you have to be able to do that, but hey. Okay, I'm just emptying that whole thing because that's about 1/4 or 1/2 cup. Exactly. And then we have our baking powder, and we need a teaspoon of the baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of your baking soda. These are just ingredients to help your cake rise. So 1/2 teaspoon of this. I have this handy little measurer if you wanted to know why I keep using the same utensil for the different sizes, but it gives you a teaspoon, 3/4, 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm using the same teaspoon, but it's different amounts, just in case you're wondering why that Crazy lady keeps adding the same amount and saying a different thing. Okay, half teaspoon of salt. And then the good stuff, the spices. And we want about a half of a teaspoon of cinnamon. This is where the cake is a little bit like zucchini cake, because zucchini cake has some spices in it. And then the chocolate cake has the chocolate, so we're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Now, this is dried cloves and super strong, so you just want a little bit. This is even less than 1/4 of a teaspoon, so maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay, so that is it for the dry ingredients. And then I'm just gonna take a whisk and mix those up so that all the ingredients are incorporated. Okay, we're at the last part of our mission here to make zucchini chocolate cake. We're going to add to the cream mixture our flour mixture, but we're only gonna add about half of it. And we're gonna alternate our flour mixture and our buttermilk. So we're gonna get this going, and then we're gonna pour in about half of our buttermilk. Okay, then we're going to repeat that. The other half of our flour mixture. It smells great. I can smell that chocolate. And then we're going to finish it off with the last of our buttermilk. And I had poured the oil in this, so that buttermilk comes out pretty easily. Now, it looks a little bit thick for cake, but that's okay because we haven't added our zucchini, and the zucchini is really moist. And that's why you add zucchini to cake anyway, or to bread, because it's a nice moist ingredient, and it's something that's healthy, and it's something you have on hand in abundance. So that's probably how it got started, because there really isn't much flavor at all in zucchini. So it's just kind of one of those things that helps moisten baked goods, which is kind of wonderful. So I'm sorry, my mother always told me to get every little last bit off of the beater there. All right, so to that we're gonna add, take the bowl off here, our 2 cups of zucchini. And stir that in, and we're also gonna stir in our chocolate chips as well. Let's get that zucchini started. And you can tell that's already making that batter a lot more moist. And it doesn't look so pretty now, but you will not really notice that green at all, I promise, when you bake it. And it's a super moist, delicious cake. All right, a cup of our chocolate chips. I'm using mini morsels. I like these little bitty ones better in cake. You get a little blast of chocolate more often. Okay, you don't want to really over stir. So that looks wonderful. And I've got a 13 by 9 sheet pan, so I'm going to go ahead and pour my batter in my sheet pan. It's already prepared. I've already greased it. And then you just pour your batter in. My oven is already at 350. It's already turned on, ready to go. And I love sheet pans because sheet cakes are just great for a crowd, and they're also easy. You don't have the 2 pans with the, that you have to prepare and then wash and then stack and ice in between. This is so moist and great. We're just going to put a little whipped cream on top when it's finished. We're not even going to use frosting. Ah, wish you could smell. It really does smell wonderful. Doesn't it, cameraman? Mm-hmm. All right. Just want to make sure you get it to the edges. Okay, we're ready to put that in the oven, and we'll show you the finished product when it comes out. The cake is ready. I'm just going to do a quick little test here. If you press in the middle and it springs back up, it's good to go, and that one looks perfect. So there we go. That is going to be great. The little whipped cream on top. We're gonna let it cool. I'm gonna start dinner and then we're gonna have dessert. Here we go, zucchini chocolate cake. Mmm, so good. Very chocolatey, moist, delicious, you'll love it.